What is up, 49er fans? Welcome in Seth Floyd Show. 49ers off another nail biter, but got the victory, got to 2-0, and we're going to talk about that here in a second. Real quick though, I thought I would start a little different. I'm probably going to get a lot of people to turn off right now, and that's fine. I guess I just wanted to talk about Charlie Kirk real quick. And I'm not going to get political. I wanted to shout out someone that I feel like was a net good in this world. I'm a religious guy myself, so me and Charlie Kirk see eye to eye on a lot of things. And if you don't see eye to eye on things, that's fine. This is not a political thing, unless you are in favor of shooting people that think differently than you. Then I guess this is a political thing. Absolutely heartbreaking, and I just wish as a society, like, can we value human life more? I really don't get very political. I have my political beliefs, but I'm at the point where I'm like, I have kids, man. Like, I think that's why the Charlie Kirk thing hit so close to home. Outside of, I just respect him, but like, he's got kids that have to grow up without a dad now, and I have little kids that are gonna grow up in this world, and I'm terrified. I'm terrified to send them to school. I'm terrified to all of this stuff. Like, why as a society why do we just not value human life the way it feels like we used to? And it really put into perspective just everything. I mean, I'll talk football because it's a fun escape. We watch the 49ers or we watch the NFL and whatever, because it's an escape from life that kind of sucks a lot of the time. But what a eye opener to just have this, and it's the most horrific, sad tragedy that an innocent man is killed and his family has to survive without him, and they don't get their father anymore, they don't get their husband anymore, and just puts into perspective, like I'm happy the 49ers won today. If they'd lost, like, I feel I probably would have felt different, because I'd be grateful that I have my family around me. And anyway, I don't know, I'm not trying to get political, it felt like the right thing to at least shout him out. Like, I felt like he was a net good in this world, and trying to be a good father, and he was promoting Jesus Christ, which I'm a big believer in Jesus Christ. I have a lot of faith in Jesus Christ, and man, we just, as a society, we need to come together, and I don't know. You guys don't care what I have to say, especially when it comes to politics, but as a society, can we come together? Can we just like chill out about like having differences of opinions and just like try to get along? Like, I don't know, man, just crazy. But shout out Charlie Kirk. I think he's going to be missed. He'd definitely be missed by me, and hope we can do better. Hope we can be better as a society. Thank you for being here. Okay, guys, I'm at 399 subscribers. Anybody, a pity subscription would be great. Someone, just give me a pity, hit that subscription button, and that would make my day and get me to 400. But we're here today, 49ers. That game didn't go as like you kind of hoped. I didn't even get a preview video out, not really. Things got crazy, and I wasn't able to get one out. It was stressing me out with Mac Jones going to be the quarterback, but turns out he's not the reason that game was so close. Turns out he played one of the best games of his career, probably. He looked real good, man. He looked real good. I think some of it was him trying to get his feet under him, like live action in a real meaningful game. Like, you can tell he had to shake off some rust early, but he got it done, especially that pass to Jennings at the end. And then on the last drive that the offense had the ball, it was a good throw to Jauan Jennings on that slant, faked it to McCaffrey. I feel like he rushed the throw a little bit, rushed as in like the timing. So like, it was a good throw, it was on point, but it almost got there like a half tick too late. It caught Jennings by surprise. And I'm glad the defense came out with it. And actually, like, I was a little disappointed in the defense. Let's talk about that real quick. A little disappointed in the defense. I thought after what they did against Seattle that this would be a similar showing and we would have won by multiple scores, even with Mac Jones in there, especially with how Mac played. I thought if the game was going to be this close, it would have been because of a couple Mac Jones interceptions, and that wasn't the case. The pass defense, man. And so credit to Kellen Moore, credit to Spencer Rattler. Spencer Rattler is a much better quarterback than I thought, than he showed in his career. He's like 0-8 as a starter right now, but man, I think there's a lot of teams out there that would be like, man, would have loved to have Spencer Rattler. I think he's the guy in New Orleans for a bit. I mean, there's it's too early to tell, but he's looked good. He hasn't turned the ball over. I know that sack and fumble at the end, but he hasn't thrown an interception yet this year. And he had 3 touchdowns today. The Niners defense didn't give up a ton of yards, but it felt like, especially in that second half, they just like couldn't get off the field. I know the Upton Stout phantom illegal contact call, like probably wasn't real, and that game feels different. But we got a couple cheap calls early in the. I never complain too much. I never try to complain because it always evens out. Because we got a couple ones that extended our drives early in the first half. So it felt like we were going to get one against us, and that was the Upton Stout one. So whatever. The point is Spencer Rattler looked good, and the offense is not bad. Or maybe we just made them look good. But I was a little disappointed that we didn't smother them more and force more chaos, I guess you could say. A couple bright spots, though, on that defense side of the ball. It was great to see, first, Mykel Williams making a few plays. Like couple tackles for loss, I think. Pressures in the face. Like he was much better today. It was much better today. I saw Alfred Collins a couple times, which is good. I know the Saints early on, kind of like last week, were able to run the ball, and then they tightened it up. Alfred Collins had a nice pressure in the first half where I thought he was going to get there. If Rattler hadn't got the ball out, I think it was a third down too, backed up by the goal line, Alfred Collins was going to eat him up. He had another tackle in the run game. So, like, it's good to see some of these young guys play a little better. D. Winters, I mean, dude is flying around. He had this stupid roughing the passer penalty out of bounds. You guys know what I'm talking about, when Rattler was scrambling. So dumb. And he didn't even hit him that hard, but dude, just, you got to know by this point with how they call these things, you put your hands up in the air and you stop running. Especially because Mykel was there. There was no chance Spencer was going to slow down and go and pull a little rope-a-dope like what Mahomes does. There was no chance. He just stop, dude. Don't even, just go out of your way to not touch him in that situation. But other than that, dude, he's all over the field. Upton Stout made some nice plays. Like Upton Stout getting after it, had a sack. Man, it was those, there were some definite bright spots. It just felt like when they needed it most, they weren't getting off the field. I don't think Sigel had a great game. I haven't looked at the box score or whatever. Sigel didn't have a great game. Renardo Green was getting picked on. So these are some of the growing pains you're going to go through with such a young defense, and to have growing pains but come out with a win, like, that's great. That's great. Bryce Huff, shout out at the end of the game, 4th and 2 when you had to have it. Dude was a rocket. Shot out of a cannon and got to Spencer Rattler before he knew what he could do. Forced the fumble. That's a sack, forced fumble to end the game. Bosa had a sack on the drive before on that 3rd down, which was big. So definite need to tighten up the screws, but back-to-back road games, second of a road trip, another win, like that's huge. And now you bring this to 2-0. And what does 2-0 mean in the NFL? I was looking it up. Guys, since 1990, and I'd be interested to see, since they expanded the playoffs when did they expand it? Was it 2020, I think? I don't know what the number is, but since 1990, when they expanded to the 6 teams make it from each conference, if you start the season 2-0, it's like 75%, 76, it's above 70% that you make the playoffs if you go 2-0. So great, fantastic. And on top of that, we know what the schedule is. We'll see how it all kind of plays out. Obviously, like, the schedule might look really easy on paper, but then there's going to be teams that are better than they originally were supposed to be. But whatever, you get my point. You started 2-0. You've set yourself up for some good success. You won a game without Brock Purdy. Hopefully, Brock is back against the Cardinals, and this is going to take me to this little bridge to this. Mac played really well. I have a hard time seeing you beat the Cardinals if Mac Jones is your starter. And I think it's because they're going to bring some overwhelming pressure. Mac played really well. He played really good today against a team that's not supposed to be very good. There's a reason, like, the best guys are the best guys because they can do it week in and week out. I have a hard time seeing Mac Jones string 2 games like this together, especially because you're going to play the Cardinals next week, and they are better than the Saints. They proved it last week on the road, beat the Saints. So it doesn't mean you can't. I'm not saying they have no chance to win, but it's good it's at home. You're going to be a home opener. That crowd's going to be loud. The Panthers and Cardinals just started, so who knows what's going on in that game right now. and how that'll finish. But I just have a hard time seeing. I think the Cardinals are a little frisky. I think they're like the Seahawks. I think the Seahawks, who won earlier today, I think them and the Cardinals are probably like about the same. And for all we know, the Niners are the same too. There, we just are going to play an easier schedule than those two teams, so I give them the edge. But I like our quarterback better than those two quarterbacks also, which I think is an edge. But we're all kind of in that tier, it feels like. So prayer circles for Brock. Hope he can be back this week. I mean, all the reports that came out earlier today, Mayoko reported today what he's hearing is that, okay, it looks like Brock really progressed this week. There's a chance he plays this coming week, but it doesn't feel like he's going to miss more than 2 games. That's kind of what he said. At the most, it would be 3. But I have to imagine if there's a chance he's going to play this week, if he doesn't have any setbacks, that he will for sure play by the Jaguars game if he doesn't play against the Cardinals this week. And I think you need him. That's kind of all I'll say. I'll give you a Cardinals preview leading up to that. But anyway, good. What else? What else on the offense side of the ball? I think, I hate not having Kittle in there, but Shanahan does a good job of getting his tight ends involved in the game. Shout out Luke Farrell, touchdown, first touchdown of his career. Good for him. Jake Tonjes had a few catches today. I think that's like a sneaky addition. Kendrick Bourne had a couple good catches today. Ricky Pearsall was great. Didn't find the end zone, but had some big plays down the field. And then Juwan Jennings, big touchdown. That huge touchdown after our boy Fred Warner, who should have his name thrown out for Defensive Player of the Year, forces that fumble of Kamara, which led to the Juwan Jennings touchdown. So all in all, this is what I'm going to say. I'll wrap it up here. This is what the 49er games are going to feel like this year. This is not 2023. The struggles, if you do not dominate the offensive line of scrimmage and the defensive line of scrimmage, if you don't dominate the line of scrimmage on the offensive side of the ball or on the defensive side of the ball, which we don't do either, you are going to be in some close games. The reason 2023 felt the way it did, especially on the offensive side of the ball, is because we could just run the ball. We'd get a lead and we would just chip away at you and run the ball. Now, we ran the ball pretty well today. Earlier in the game, first half, third quarter, we were good. Fourth quarter wasn't as good. And that's when you have to shut teams out, and we weren't able to do it. And we weren't even trying at the end of the game. Shanny was trying to throw the ball, and that was the right call. So I'm just saying, this isn't 2023. Every week is a true let's go 1-0. And every week, I'm not measuring this team like the NFL, all teams are good. We're not a good enough team where it's we should blow these guys out. I don't think that about any team we're going to play this year, especially if Mac Jones is playing. Every week is just how do we survive and go to 1-0 this week? How do we get out of here with a win? So I expect week 1, week 2, that is how the majority of these games are going to feel. Now, you're 2-0 in one-score games. Last year, what were we, 2-6, 2-7? You're 2-0 now. And that's when one of those next-gen stats, advanced analytics is, hey, it evens it out. There's an amount of luck that goes into one-score games. And so I've heard some of these analytical guys talk about liking the Niners this year because they were so bad in one-score games last year that this year they should be better. 2-0 in one-score games. If I had to put money on it, I would say this Cardinals game is going to come down to a one-score game as well. So things are looking good. Pearsall looked good. Jennings looked good. Kendrick Bourne already is better than Valdez-Scantling and Russell Gage. That's a good pickup. He made some impact play. He's never going to be a high-volume guy. He's just going to catch the ball in some big spots. He's going to have 3 or 4 catches for 3 or 4 first downs when you need it most. This is good. Christian looks great. Christian just carrying the team. So I feel good. Hopefully there's no weird injuries that pop up like Brock's did. But I feel good going into the Cardinals game. Good-ish. Can Brock play? If Brock plays, I'm picking the Niners. If Brock doesn't play, it's going to be dicey. Now, it helps you're at home opener, but it's going to feel a little dicey, and that's how I feel about it. But good to be 2-0. You are setting yourself up for success. The name of the game this season is just get to the playoffs. Win the division or make it through a wild card. You're 2-0. So I'll start doing this. You got to find 8 more wins. Give yourself a chance. Last year, the Seahawks went 10-7, didn't make the playoffs. To give yourself a chance, you got to win at least 10 games. So are there 8 more wins on this schedule? There should be. You got the first one out of the way, which wasn't a gimme. This one we all had already marked up before the season started that should be a win. Can you find 8 more somewhere? Maybe on my next video, I'll go through the schedule and mark off where we can find 8 wins, and we'll start ticking them off as the season goes on. Okay, because you have to get to 10. I don't think you're getting to the playoffs at 9 and 8. Got to find 10, and even 10 doesn't guarantee it for you, but it gives yourself a chance. So that's what I got for you. It feels good, 49er fans. Live it up, be excited, celebrate. This is a good day. Good day to be a 49er fan. 1-0 in the week. Let's get to 1-0 next week. Go Niners.